Welcome. Congratulations. You've completed mission 1 of Get Coding, and you're now ready to start on mission 2. But let's take a moment and let me first introduce myself. My name is Mr. Johnson, and I'm a teacher over at Bonham Middle School here in Temple. And I'm really glad that Mr. Padilla has asked me to work with you on this and understand that each of us will be approaching this a little bit differently, but we're still going to get the same objective accomplished, and that's go through Get Coding. First, though, I want to introduce something that I do a little different. Mr. Padilla is using a Windows PC computer. I'm using a Chromebook. We can still do the same thing, and if you have problems, talk to either one of us and we'll be glad to help you resolve those issues. First, though, let's go over here and let's click on Get Help with Coding. This is a great textbook. It's got a lot of instructions, and I think you're going to find that it's really a great way to get into coding with HTML. Now, make sure on all of this that you take the time to read the instructions carefully. It'll really make a lot more sense when you understand where it's coming from and why you're doing these things. We're working on mission 2. You've completed mission 1. If you've not completed it, you really need to do that first. Click on Get Code and give it a moment. It takes a little time to load up. Now, the first thing we need to look at is we have 7 parts to do here. We need to create a hyperlink, link between web pages, use variables and operators, coding if statements, coding else statements, functions and arguments, and then making HTML code run JavaScript. So let's take the time and make sure you go through each one of these in order because each one builds on the next. And that's critical in getting this completed correctly. Sometimes I'll be pausing the videos. Sometimes I'll be just telling you to move on to the next video. Let's go up here to creating a hyperlink. And let's look at what they've got here. Hyperlinks are an important skill to master if you want to build a web page or website. They allow the user to easily find pieces of content. This piece of code shows you how you can create a hyperlink in your web page. When the link is clicked, your user will be taken to a URL of your choice. This is where you can change it up. You can add it to a different site. So let's look over here. Make sure you scroll up and down so that you see all of the code. Look over here so that you can see the toolbar to make sure that you're getting all of it. Now, I encourage you to type it in, but since I don't want you to watch my typing, I'm going to go ahead and copy it, Control-C. I've copied what I've highlighted, and now we're going to go to our editor. If you're using a Chromebook, I recommend that you install this, which you can find on the Google Chrome Web Store, or you can actually just go to this website that I have up here in the address bar. As I've shown you in the previous video on how to set this up, here is the area that the coding goes. If I click here and go Control-V, I've pasted it in, and you can see right here, this is where the display actually shows what you've put in. Now, as you know, we're going to go over this again. You've already covered this in mission 1. Real quick though, doc type tells the computer what version of HTML that you're using. Then the HTML, again, it states all the code after this is HTML. This is the heading. Right up here, you can see these are the headings, these tabs. This is where this goes. And if this was a full page, right here you would see links. Then you have to close the heading. Notice you have the slash and then the HEAD, and it's in your angle brackets. That's how it's able to sit there and say, I am through with the heading, move on to the body. And then we open the body, again, our angle brackets with the word body. And then we put the information that we want to appear there. Now we're doing a new tag. It's called your reference tag, and it's taking you to a web page. So this is the link or the address that we want it to go to. And this is what you want the readers to see. Right here, it says click here, highlighted in blue with an underline. When I click on it, it will take me to this address right here. Now, if I wanted to be mean, I could change that. I could go right here and let's say I want to change it to let's go tisd.org. There we go. Now that would mean when I click there, it's going to take me to the Temple ISD webpage. Now, notice though, we open our reference tag right here with the AHREF with our angle bracket. We close that angle bracket and then we put what we want it to be highlighted. We said click here. Now I want to change that and I want to say Temple ISD. Notice how it appears now well, it's supposed to be blue, it's purple because I've clicked on it. But then to close the reference tag, we have to put the angle bracket, the /A, and then angle bracket. Since that's all we're putting in the body, we're now going to close the body and then close the HTML. Really quite simple. Now, here's a couple of things I want you to make sure you do. You've taken all this time, you've created this. Now, first, we need to go back because this is not the instructions they gave us. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to highlight all that, Control V. Now I'm back to the way it was. I want you to make sure you copy this and paste it in your notepad, save your notepad, or if you're using a Chromebook, let's go ahead and go docs.new, open up a Google Doc. Paste your code in there. There we go, got it. I think I may have pasted it twice, of course. Control V, I can undo. Now, I want to label this. Mission 2, Part 1. Now, Mr. Padilla may have you labeling it a little bit differently, but this way now you've got it. So even if you're not able to save this or find it again later, you still have that coding and you're ready to work with it again. So we'll do that just as a precaution, but also that way as teachers, we have something to grade. Now, over here, we went through, I gave you the instructions on how to save your work. I'm not going to make everybody watch this again. You've got that previous video if you need to go back and watch that, or you can ask me or Mr. Padilla for information on how to save that. Hope you're doing well. If you have questions, let us know. Please respect yourself, your family, and other people, and make sure that you're wearing your mask correctly when you're out in public, when you're walking in the halls, or working with other people. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you soon.